Hello everybody, how is it going? So recently The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 came out on Steam and I bought those collections. So today I thought I would make a video showing you guys and myself, for future insurance, if I ever have to do this ever again and don't know what to do, that'll be easy because I can just look back. I'm going to be showing you guys how to add hacked objects, custom content, skins, and also how to transfer your old save files or back up your current save files. I've played these games a million different times over a lifetime. The amount of times I've had to start over is just... I don't want to go back and look at this. I don't want to go back in here and be welcomed back to a tutorial and, do it all over again and build up the neighborhood from scratch. Okay, so I've switched to my Steam Deck because that's what I have the old version installed onto. If you're on Windows, you have your program files, like how it's labeled up here. You just need to dig for a file that will be called Maxis. That's where the Sims 1 would be installed under. So you double click and then you have the Sims. This is the old version, by the way, the complete collection, not the legacy collection. Your save data is labeled like this. So each neighborhood is, user data, which would be neighborhood 1. User data 2 would be neighborhood 2. Basically, you just want to copy the file. You basically want to put it on a USB or you want to put it on Google Drive, any way for you to be able to, back it up, save it, and then put it into the new version of The Sims. Now I am on Google Drive where I have all my backups for, the skins I need in my game and the hacked objects I want in my game, and as well as my save files. So anyway, I'm going to go into that file and download user data 1 and download user data 2. Okay, so once that is done downloading, go into your files and go under downloads. Then you just want to extract each of the zipped folders. Okay, so now that they are both extracted, I'm going to show you where the new save files are for the neighborhoods in the Steam version. So you just have to go to local disk, users, Darren, that's me, saved games, Electronic Arts, Sims 25. So here is where the new save data is stored. I'm just going to drag it in, but say you want to keep the original neighborhood in its vanilla state. You can just rename and add, say I want that to be neighborhood 3, and then it would be neighborhood 3. So you just need to change that number. Remember, neighborhood 1, neighborhood 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how it works. So I'm just going to drag and drop. And if this ever pops up, just replace the files. Cool, so that is all sorted. Back to the Google Drive. For the skins, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to download the ones that I need. So now that these have downloaded, before I extract them, I'm going to find where the game is installed. Now I've kind of bookmarked them here because, I had to dig for it and I kind of want it to stay. So, you go to local disk, program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, and then find The Sims. See how there's user data and stuff like that? In the old version, that's where the save data was stored, but the new version does not use that saved data. It's best to just leave it alone. Skins are stored in game data and then skins. So then I'm going to go ahead and extract these one by one. Drag and drop. Put them in. Again, drag it into the skins. Okay, so now that those skins are installed, we're going to go back twice and then go into the downloads folder. Now this is where you store your custom content for things such as furniture or hacked objects. Okay, so back to the Google Drive, we are going to download my hacked objects. Downloads, again, extract, and then I'm just going to drag them in here. Now, these are my hacked objects. They're more like modded objects. You don't really have mods in The Sims 1. You can only really like hack certain objects so that they do specific things. That is already sort of a part of the game, but just used in a different way. Now that that is all set up, we got our downloaded objects, we've got our skins, we've got our save files. You can go ahead and check on the game by opening it, and fingers crossed it's all done correctly. Alright, so earlier in the video you probably saw that the map looked completely different. This is my save file. This is my save file that I can't be bothered starting from scratch again for reasons. Because Neighborhood 1, as you can see, it's already kind of built up. You may recognize a few certain houses. I'll explain soon. And my Neighborhood 2, as you can see, I kind of like to keep this neighborhood empty and build it up. Keeping a cat family here from Veronaville. If you know your Sims lore, you know that's me, the creator. I do not have blonde hair, but as you can see, look, I am the creator. I've invested a lot of time in my save files because, you know, I feel like The Sims and The Sims 1 are very blank slate. So I kind of wanted to do a bit of a storyline and progress things a little bit more. Like, for example, where are the children? See, I like to have a photo album, and that kind of documents what has happened, giving it some sort of lore. And also, I feel like Sims and The Sims 1 are all kind of the same, so I like to give them all static sort of skills that differentiate them from one another. Because like why would you have like an anorexic sim beating some big buff guy in a fight? That makes no sense. Or someone that looks a little bit dorky winning at chess. I find that keeping them at certain levels gives the characters more individuality and make them stand out from one another and have, like, you know, varied interactions and things that they're good at or bad at. Also, one thing I love about the Steam version is you can pick the resolution. That's very, very handy. Alright, so let me show you some of the mods that I feel like are pretty important for this game. So, if you click buy mode and then click it again, you will get it's hidden away. You get the super sculpture. And this is basically like testing cheats. You can, you know, refresh everyone on the lot if you want instant party win, or, you know, an easier time marrying somebody. You can just like max so many things out. It's just the ability to have, you know, simpler cheats available to you if you so choose to use them. Another one that I have is a coffee machine. I place these on community lots because then they can pay money to drink it and make themselves happier, so you can spend more time at community lots because the needs go down really, really fast in this game. It's just like a small quality of life improvement. And then I also have a birthday cake, and this will transform your child Sims into adults. And that's kind of one of the things that I used to portray story progression and time moving on in my save file. A good thing about the complete collection is there was a mod that somebody made, and you could patch the game to have debug mods. So you could write edit_char, and then, you know, it doesn't work in the legacy collection, but then you would be taken to create a sim, and then you can alter how that child sim turned into an adult looks. Like, you can change them from male to female, you can, you know, change their skin color, their face, their clothes, which is very, very helpful. You can also change their personality. And because I tried to keep things within the Sims universe lore, it was very handy to give some Sims their personality points that they have in later games, or, you know, make them look a little bit more recognizable. So that was very helpful. I mean, lucky I made this save file with that old version because that's all already done for me. Also, by the way, when you have a kid use the birthday cake to age up, they will be stuck with a magic wand because, you know, as I said, it kind of has to hack actions that are already available within the game but just used in a different way. So because you can only age children up in The Sims 1 with magic, when they blow out the cake, they are stuck with a magic wand. So, you know, just go ahead and sell that, you know, down the freaking rabbit hole, wherever it is. And yeah, problem solved. You don't have everyone running around as witches. So let me show you some of my, I gave them, you know, it's pretty cringe. Oh, he's with the daughter, you know, very cringe bios. But I just kind of gave basic bios just so you can see what happens. So as you can see, Cassandra, they had their son, you know, birthday cake, aged up, met Darren Dreamer. Whoa, I'm being cringe. I'm referencing things in the lore. But that's what I wanted in The Sims 1. I wanted it to have a little bit more life, a little bit more familiarity. Because, you know, I don't know, I don't want to start over again, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Bachelor, you know, just to kind of establish that they are related. Yeah, he ages up as well. You know, she's friendly with Don Lothario. Dina Caliente meets Mortimer. You know, all this references. You know, I kind of wanted to keep some people together, so, you know, I just kind of let Alexander and Dina together. Blah, blah, blah. All done. For example, we can go here, familiar house, and look, this is a great one. This is a great one with the birthday cake because you can age the kids up and then kill the parents so that it's like, oh, they died of old age. You know, I'm being weird. Yeah, see, look, aged up. Ooh, now the daughter aged up. Whoa, he met Mary Sue. Whoa, references. Oh, they got married. You know, then there's the grandparents, but oh, they died. Oh, sadness. And then, you know, in The Sims 2, she marries Johnny Burb. So look, I'm establishing that they meet. Whoa, they had a baby, yeah, the family. Oh, look, and then look, Dustin broke. And then, I hate myself. I have too much time. And then, see, this is why I added the maid NPC skin. Look, you get this reference? I'm not even going to have to say it because you should already know. And that's what I've established there with that family. And then... See, I've got more Easter eggs laying around. It's fun. It's fun if you know things. For example, like, yeah, the Dreamer family, look, you know, blah, blah, blah. This is all familiar. Yeah. Now, this is why I added, like, the crumple bottom skin, because, oh, wait, here, look, see the burbs? See, look, I did the same thing. Look, the son, he's aged up. And then they died. Look, see, I'm just a freaking genius with this. It helped to have the edit _ char to, you know, make the kids' Sims, like, a little bit more in line. Unfortunately, you can't do that with the Legacy Collection. I mean, it's available, but then you have to do more tweaking. I can't be bothered. I'm sure you're smart enough, you can figure that out. Crumple bottom, look. You see this? Do you know about this? In The Sims 3, she has a husband. See what I mean? And this is why this cheat over here is really good. Because look, remember she was blonde. And then I made her look old. Yes. And then look, because this is too easy. Go downtown and just take a picture of the actual NPC as if, you know, she's being the old crone. Because she looks the same. Because I've got the skin on. Whoa, sexy lady. I've really outdone myself with this. You know, I've gone above and beyond and I've freaking never made it back down to earth. But let me show you. Well, this is a good one. Here, but I don't want to spoil it, okay? I'm sure you can imagine what happens with the newbies anyway. You know, it said broke as well. You know, look, see, blah, 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 blah. Oh, they had a baby. Yeah, see, I'm a funny guy and I do funny things to make things a little bit more amusing. Oh yeah, see, look, this is a good one. She got stuck with freaking, what's his name? Daniel Pleasant's baby. Look, see, perfect. In the maid costume, references. This is my magnum opus of stories. Claire Charming and her dog Luna. And then you fast forward. The magic. Now she can really love her prize-winning dog. See, dog face. You know, I'm just great. I'm funny, I'm witty, I'm creative, you know, this is why I wanted to bring my save file with me. Oh, and then on top of that, the Marilyn Monroe skin, she lives in Magic Town. Check this shit out. Look, it doesn't really look like Marilyn Monroe, but it is the skin ripped from the game, so it technically is the correct NPC. You know, if you want to F around with magic, that's already sorted for ya. Also, another great idea is there's always this orange house here in the corner. It's always way too big. I don't know what to do with it. But then, genius moment. The land grab family. They're not present in The Sims 1, but here's a great opportunity for them to be there. So I just kind of filled it with, you know, like heaps amount of stuff because, you know, like there's only so many amount of items you could possibly use, and I like to have at least variation. So I try to be as unique as it possibly can without repeating too many items. But then, you know, here you are. Here you are, the land grab family. Lol. But yeah, see, it just works out. Works out and it's perfect. Because one, they can be a part of the world. And two, they have a perfect fit house for them. The jobs make lots of money so that they can pay the expensive bills. So anyway, that is how to add hacked objects, how to add skins, how to move your save files over to the new version. And I'm very happy this is on Steam. I think the Steam version, sure, there's a little quirks about it, but if you think about it, the UI is nicely sized, the characters are rendered like in a higher res, they look clearer, you can actually make out details on them. You know, it's a pretty good version. Oh yeah, look. Because if you know, she kills Michael Bachelor. Well, he died, and she got his money. And then she's with Alexander Gott. Look, references everywhere. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this educational. I hope you found it useful. This needs to be a thing. People need to share lore save files with each other. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a great idea. In fact, I think it's a fantastic idea. But, you know, nobody ever catches on with genius. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you make lots of good choices. And I'll see you one day in the future, or probably not. So, see ya.